Greetings, humans! It is I, Coretta Singer, coming to you once again with a continuation of my project. I'm going to be talking over this part of the footage because it was a lot of micro adjustments, and I was watching it back, and I didn't really feel like there was any compelling commentary that I recorded, so I figured I would just speed the footage up and then just do some commentary on top of that. I don't even know what to call this project. It's just Anthony Hopkins as a medieval cyborg thing. I have no idea. But right now we're just continuing on with the actual sculpt, and what you're going to see me do here is a lot of small micro adjustments, and it doesn't even look like anything's really happening right away because all of the adjustments are so fine, but as it goes along you're going to see things start to change, and you start to realize how those small adjustments really add up in the end. So let's have a look and continue on with the project, shall we? So here we are back again into the project. You can see me making some adjustments to the head, and I'm making some comparison to the King Arthur sculpt again because I'm basing this project off of that. You can see me here reloading or loading in another side profile that I managed to find of Anthony Hopkins. It's a better side profile in terms of it being more side on, but it's not better in terms of the fact that he is smiling quite a lot in this. And I'm pointing out how it changes a lot of the facial features, like his lips are pulled back quite far, his cheeks are puffy, his eyes are squinted, and his nose is raised up a bit, which means that I'm not really getting a great sense of his facial features with this particular side profile, but I'm still using it to kind of find some of the landmarks for the face, like, you know, things that can't change that much, like the brow ridge and that sort of stuff around the eyes, and just trying to get the proper shape of the nose. You're going to see me probably make some adjustments to the nose in a bit. So you can see I'm not really touching the lips that much because, again, in this side profile, his lips are pulled back quite far. And now I'm going back to the front view. This is the symmetrical thing that I've been working on the whole time. I'm making adjustments to the chin. I've changed the material a bit so I can kind of see a little bit better. So I've changed the chin in the front view, and from the side view you can see that it doesn't quite line up. Now this is the point where I kind of have to use my eye and just kind of come to a happy medium, something that really makes it look more like his face, because the two reference images don't line up perfectly. So I'm just making some final adjustments. I'm feeling a little bit better about this now. I'm still adjusting the chin because I just want it to look more like him. So I'm looking at the reference images on my other monitor while I'm working on this. I'm here adjusting the forehead, but I think I adjusted the forehead and didn't realize that I got rid of some of the detail around the eyes while I went to smooth that out. And I think in a moment I'm going to realize that, and you're going to see me undo everything. There we go. So the section by the eyes have come back now. And now I'm back to adjusting the forehead again. I've taken a different approach this time, so, you know, hopefully give me what I want. And now I've loaded in the asymmetrical version of his face, and you're going to see me start pulling in the geometry on the sculpt to match that other side of his face now that I've loaded in. You can kind of see that I'm having a little bit of a graphical glitch happening with ZBrush, where it's kind of creating this ghosted image. And sometimes that does happen when you load in reference images. You can see here I'm even moving the eyes, because the eyes are also something that tend to not be symmetrical in people. Sometimes the eyes, one eye can be more, can be higher than the other one. So I'm adjusting that, and you can see me adjusting the lids and the skin around the eyeball on that side of the face. Lots and lots of small micro adjustments, just making sure that these landmarks are sort of set in place. So now I'm fixing like the nose to make sure it makes more sense. The mouth, trying to get rid of that symmetry that I had built in before. So now I'm making his face look a little bit more natural. And I'm going between perspective mode and the sort of flattened mode. I think I'm talking about also the brushes that I want to use. I think here I'm using the Damn Standard brush, like in inversed. So I'm sort of drawing a more solid line around the outside of the lips, just to give myself a visual as to where exactly the lips start and stop. I think I'll be smoothing it out later, because in real life that line between the skin and the skin of the face and the skin of the lips is not so defined. So now I've gone to perspective mode, and now it's feeling a little bit more like him. Still not quite. I'm bringing in my my references. I'm making some adjustments to the eyelids around the eyes, because you have to remember the eyes are spherical, and the skin around the lids needs to also sort of follow that contour of the eyes, the eyeballs. So again, I've now taken off symmetry, and I'm just going in, and I've changed also the resolution on the Dynamesh, because this is Dynamesh at the moment, so I don't really have like proper topology going on this. I'm just masking out areas, building out the upper lids, creating more delineation with the fold of the upper eyes between the brow bone and the eyelid. And I've changed the material, because changing the material also changes the way the light sort of plays on things in the sculpt, and you can kind of see the features a little bit better. See, I'm just making a lot of teeny tiny adjustments. Right here, I'm not tracing anymore, so you can see I don't have my reference images up anymore. Now I'm just strictly using reference. I'm defining the eyelids a bit more, putting in some more of that, building out some of that character around the eyelids and the lower lids. Working on that one droopy side of his face, trying to get it to sort of look right. I want it to sit right. I think I remember like kind of struggling with this side a little bit, because the lid, like how I had it, it was like a little bit too far away from the face, and I had to try and make it look like it was sitting more against the other eyelid. So yeah, you can see it kind of comes out a little bit too far. So I'm now working to try and get that looking better. You can see me sort of removing some of the mass on that. So it's a little bit too far out here. I'm doing the same on the other side. Sometimes when I'm not sure about something, I'll come back to it later and I work on another part of the face until I come back to that, the part I was working on before. I'm working on the nose area here. Just above the nostrils and the tip of the nose. And now he's looking a lot better. I mean, right here, I'm really starting to see that Anthony Hopkins' face starting to come out. Like I'm really starting to feel happy with the way it's looking right now. Changing the materials again so that I can kind of have a better look at what I'm doing. Trying to work on the ridge of the nose. Again, lots of tiny details. I'm putting in some of the folds on the face and some of the wrinkles, but not everything, because I'm gonna have to end up retopologizing this at some point, and I'm gonna have to put all those super duper tiny details back in. I also have to remember to work from different angles, because the face is, again, you're working in 3 dimensions. And the unfortunate thing is, though you have references and photos of people's faces, you don't have references from every single angle. So you kind of have to do a lot of guesswork. Yeah, now he's looking more like Anthony Hopkins, and I'm starting to feel like he's about to tell me he ate someone's liver with some fava beans and a nice Chianti. I feel like I think I put in a mask there just to sort of give an idea of what it would look like with eyebrows, because that's something that's also missing from the face when you're doing it like this. Sometimes faces don't look quite right because the eyebrows and eyelashes aren't quite in. But if you do look at the references of Anthony Hopkins, his eyelashes and eyebrows are not very prominent in any case, because he's got very light colored eyebrows. So again, I'm changing the materials to give myself a better look at how this is going. Making a few more adjustments. This was something I had a problem with for the side profile, was I still couldn't figure out like that transition between the top of the nose and the brow bone. I had to look for another reference image. I think I found a scene on YouTube where I got a nice side profile from. Okay, I think we should be getting back into some of the original commentary, so I will stop blabbering right now. I think it's getting there. I think I'm going to take a pause on this and then come back to it tomorrow, because the thing is that when you don't work on something for a while, you're able to look back at it fresh the next time, and immediately you can see what it is that's not working. And so sometimes the best thing to do is to just walk away and leave it alone, instead of trying to torment yourself, trying to figure out why it's not working. I feel like I want to... I'm just kind of looking at him. It's still trying to make adjustments, even though I'm telling myself I'm exhausted, because I'm like, if I can make one little change. And there we go. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you learned something. Stay tuned for the next video. I will be continuing this project, and hopefully I will remember to record most of it and keep you guys posted. So until then, peace.